80% of people who make New Year's resolutions fail. That sounds like a downer, but at the same time, this also means that 20% of people succeed. This video is a manual for how you can be part of the 20%. In this video, we'll talk about why New Year's resolutions fail so that you can avoid the common mistakes and 6 practical steps for how to achieve your New Year's resolutions this time around. But hold on, what if I'm watching this video in January, February, or even later in the year? Is it too late then? No, it's not too late, and I'll explain later how you can apply these 6 steps anytime in the year. Now, why do 80% of New Year's resolutions fail? Here are 3 main reasons. The first reason is too many resolutions. Most people have too many unconnected goals on their list. For example, losing 10 pounds and learning a new language and renovating the house. This results in a lack of focus, overwhelm, and you end up not achieving any of them. The second reason is getting distracted. Common distractions are consuming content, family responsibilities, running errands. So many things call for your immediate attention, and after a while, you end up not sticking to your plan and even forget about your goal. This leads to demotivation. They fail to continue working on their goals or even start and get demotivated. 80% of people who make New Year's resolutions have dropped them by the second week of February. And then one of these 2 things usually happen. You get cynical about goal setting and New Year's resolutions altogether and you scrap it, or you get demotivated because you didn't keep your promise to yourself and you end up losing confidence. So how to avoid this and how to make New Year's resolutions work for once? We'll now get into the 6 steps for successful New Year's resolutions. And please let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this. And also, if you want to change your life in the coming year, if you want to have a fulfilling and meaningful career instead of just going through the motions, then make sure to subscribe. And also, very important, hit the notification bell and turn it on to all notifications so that you won't miss a video from me. The first step is to choose the right goal. If you have a list of 3, 4, or even more goals, pick one goal only and put all the others aside for the moment. It doesn't mean that you can't pursue the others, but pick one first. Make sure that it's something that you really want if it's the only thing that you could do next. Pick the goal that would make the biggest difference in your life. Let's say this goal is to learn Japanese. You've perhaps taken courses for years, but never got to the level of actually conversing in it. Refine and crystallize this goal to become, for example, do a sabbatical or mini retirement to go to Japan to learn Japanese. Don't pick a date yet. At this stage, you just want to define the what of your goal. By the way, I will be having a guest on my podcast to talk about his mini retirement experience, and the link to that will be up here sometime in February or March. Step 2 is to break it down. Lay out all the steps that will lead to your goal. Write down as many steps as you can think of. Go as detailed as figure out how much accommodation costs and find out what visa I need. It doesn't have to be exact at this point. Important here is to not overthink it. The goal here is not to have a perfect plan in place, but just to have a rough overview, and you'll do more research later. The third step is to make just the first step your resolution. What? This is what I mean. Let's say there are 10 steps in total, and the first one is to figure out what kind of courses are available in Japan for foreigners. Your New Year's resolution will be to decide which course to take exactly. This is one small but defined goal with an answer that consists of a few words. But why not go for the bigger goal of going on a sabbatical to learn Japanese in Japan? Isn't that what I want? Sure, that would be ideal. But if you've been carrying over the same goal from year to year, it might mean that it's so big and so difficult that it has overwhelmed you to the point that you never started working on it. If you want things to be different next year, then start with a goal that is so small that you can't possibly fail, and things will spiral up from there. Step number 4 is to decide on a time limit. Not a time limit for going to Japan, not yet. Remember, your New Year's resolution in this example is decide what course to take. Give yourself just enough time. If you take too long, you risk becoming indecisive. But if it's too fast, then you might not be really convinced with your decision. The time limit to achieve your resolution should be maximum 1 month. If you think that you need more than 1 month to achieve this resolution, it means that your goal is still too big. In that case, adjust your resolution. Break down this first step of decide what course to take into sub-goals. The first sub-goal might be make a complete list of all possible courses I can take in different cities with basic details such as cost, duration, requirements, or in short, make a list. So there's your New Year's resolution. Make a list of courses in 1 month. Now, very important at this step is to calibrate your resolution to a point where you are absolutely convinced that you can do it. If you just have the slightest doubt that you cannot achieve this, then keep on calibrating and adjusting your goal to a point where you are absolutely convinced that you will succeed at it. And do not give yourself more time. Do not expand the time limit beyond 1 month, but instead make your goals smaller. Before I continue with the next steps, if you're finding this video useful so far, then you might consider sharing it with your friends or family members so they too can make a successful New Year's resolution. And also that would tremendously help me to get this video out to more people. Step number 5 is schedule your resolution. Decide the exact dates during which you will work on your resolution. And it doesn't matter if it's December, January, March, or even later in the year. You can define your own start of the year for this purpose. If you want this to work, you need to pick a definite start and end date you can commit to. Look at your calendar and pick a time frame with the least number of things going on. And if it helps, you can pick dates that have a symbolic meaning to you. Let's say you decide for January 15th to February 14th. Block that out on your calendar. Block out chunks of time. For example, every Saturday between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and Wednesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, try to shift any appointments you have during this 1 month to either before or after so that you can be even more focused. Give it a project title that is fun and inspiring. If you've made it this far, I believe that you will actually succeed because people who won't succeed would have given up at step 1. Step number 6 is anticipate obstacles. Try and foresee what kind of obstacles you'll encounter in making this happen. Remember, in this example, your resolution is to make a list of courses in 1 month from January 15th to February 14th by working on it every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. and every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. These could be some of the challenges you might face. On Wednesdays, midweek, you're tired from work and have no energy. Solution: check out from work an hour earlier that day and order your favorite food so you don't have to cook. Then on Saturdays, usually friends will ask me out for brunch. Solution: tell them in advance that just for the coming 4 weeks you cannot join, or ask them to make it Saturday afternoon coffee or Sunday morning. The point here is to think about everything that might prevent you, that might hinder you from working on your resolution, and to decide in advance how you're going to tackle these. And if you come across obstacles that you think that you'll not be able to manage, then use the same method again. Adjust and calibrate your resolution to a point where you are absolutely convinced that no matter what happens, no matter what comes in your way, no matter what distractions there are, you are going to do it. Let's now fast forward to February 14th. Yay, you achieved your resolution. Imagine how satisfied you are. Imagine how proud you are of yourself. Yes, it was a small goal, but you did it. You proved to yourself that you can actually do it and that you keep your promises to yourself. So, what's next? Having true confidence sets you up for success, and creating that momentum sends you into an upward spiral. And from here on, nothing will stop you from pursuing your next resolution. After you've achieved your first resolution, go on to your next resolution. Repeat the 6 steps again, and soon you'll be on your way. And if you're wondering what a mini retirement actually is, then you might want to check out this video up here where you can find out more. Thanks for watching, guys. Wishing you a successful year, and I'll see you again soon.